Hey guys, welcome aboard, welcome back, welcome home, of course, and as always, completely and totally dependent on where you happen to be in relation to these messages, this channel, this energy, this week, yada, yada, yada. This week is the 13th of March through the 19th of March, 2023. As always, let's just kind of jump right in. So we start this week with a Scorpio moon for just like an hour and 21 minutes. I'm just saying. That Scorpio moon sextiles Pluto, and very shortly thereafter moves into Sagittarius. And then that Sagittarius moon squares Saturn, which of course is now in Pisces, right? So Monday might be a little jittery, right? A little plinko, definitely restless, definitely not wanting to sit still or be immobile. So perhaps, right, instead of letting the discontent kind of make you experience the day in a non-focal way, choose instead, choose to sample, right? Choose to try things on, try it out, right? Just try things, see what happens. And the key here is to know that whatever it is you're going to try is impermanent, right? It's just a trying. You're just sampling. And if by some kind of bonus something strikes your fancy, take a note, right? It's not going to cement on that Monday, but it's a thing that you can always come back to. So just take a note, see how it feels. And if you dig whatever it is that you try on, say, let me note this, ching, ching, right? You can come back. You can come back to it. On Tuesday, that Sagittarius moon trines Chiron and Jupiter, both in Aries. Quincunx is Uranus in Taurus. And then the moon squares Mercury, the Sun, and Neptune, all in Pisces. And Mars also squares Neptune. We have a whole bunch of really square energy this week. And then the moon opposes Mars also, by the way. So we have this pervasive energetic of a square. The Sun, Neptune, and Mercury square Mars, right? So it's challenging. And on Tuesday we have a T-square, right, with the moon involved as well. So on Tuesday, consider how you feel about what you're doing, right? Check your personal involvement. Check the necessity of how you identify with your mission, right? As action and thought and deed, not just, oh, this is what I'm here to do. No, this is how I'm here to be and say and act, right? And be very mindful when it comes to your narration of your role in your own movie, right? Be mindful of the placement, the picture, the editing, the directing, right? Where you are. And really be mindful and contemplate all of those things with great intention, right? At the center of it all. And that intention is what changes the whole story. So be mindful, just be in it, right? Mercury, the Sun, and Neptune, all in Pisces, are really going to make it feel very fluid. Like, I'm not really sure who I am. I'm not really sure how I want to be in the world. I'm not really sure how I want to show up for what I stand for. Okay? So always come back into alignment with your intention, or what you do with that intention may feel like it's falling short. On Wednesday, the Sagittarius moon trines Venus in Aries, and then moves into Capricorn, right, early in the morning. Later in the morning, that Capricorn moon is going to sextile Saturn. Why, thank you. And then the Pisces sun is going to conjunct Neptune. So here's the deal. If you have shit to do, right? If you have to get shit done, do it early on Wednesday. Create and manifest all the good, right? Because by evening, when the sun conjuncts Neptune, things are going to get a little different, right? It's going to feel different, very different. A little nebulous, a little dreamy, a little visionary, right? The depth of connection that will feel available to you is very intimate, very personal, very deep, right? So go on a date, meet new people, or choose to spend time with the people who bring out your magnificence at depth, right? Yeah, definitely make those choices. On Thursday, the 16th, the Capricorn moon squares Jupiter and Aries, or Jupiter and Chiron, I'm so sorry, both in Aries, trines Uranus. And then we have a lot of big activity, right? So Mercury in Pisces conjuncts Neptune. The Sun in Pisces squares Mars. Venus in Aries squares Pluto. And then Venus rolls on into Taurus. And then right before the day switches, Mercury squares Mars. Very exciting. So this could be kind of a day of challenge, right? We have some really hard squaring energy. Again, with this Mars squaring that Sun, Neptune, Mercury, right? All at like 25 degrees of Gemini and Pisces. And Pluto squares Venus at 29 degrees, Capricorn and Aries, right? Cardinal square. And then the moon in Capricorn squares Chiron and Jupiter. Again, a cardinal square energy, right? Your detachment is going to be key today. So allow for movement on all fronts, but just be in witness, right? Mercury conjuncting Neptune really makes expression either very, very deep or very, very nebulous, or both, right? And if you can't get your point across, like if you feel like no matter what you do, you just can't get it said, that's okay. Take the hint and just laugh, right? That point is going to keep. So wait. And as Venus moves into Taurus, right, one of her signs that she is home in, ruler of, that 3D felt sense of home is going to be very strong, right? And Taurus wants to burrow in. So here's the deal. If you feel like this is a day where you need to just kind of do some self-care, do some downtime, do it. Again, you already might feel challenged in really getting your point across. So it's okay. Don't get ahead of your story. Don't get ahead of your feet. Just kind of take the cue and stop. And here's the deal. No matter what, do not force a conversation with absolutely anyone, and that includes yourself. Right? Do not force any conversations. On Friday, the 17th of March, happy St. Patrick's Day if you're a celebrator, the Capricorn moon is going to sextile Neptune, Mercury, and the Sun, quincunx Mars, and then the Sun in Pisces is going to conjunct Mercury. The moon conjuncts Pluto and then moves into Aquarius. And then that Aquarius moon squares Venus in Taurus. And then later in the afternoon, Venus in Taurus is going to sextile Saturn in Pisces. So here's the deal. This is a more of the same kind of day, right? The moon is going to bring a little bit of easement with those sextiles, but only a little. Because that kind of the beginning of the week urge to get shit done is kind of ramping up again. Here's the deal. Come back to flow, right? You're going to have to come back to flow and use that flow state as kind of a refuge, right? If you can just unhook your your brain and just kind of get into your own like muscle memory, heart memory, spirit memory, right? The sun conjunct Mercury and the moon conjunct Pluto. Speak your soul. Speak your soul, not your mind, right? Get out of your mind. Speak your soul. And if no one hears it, know that that's okay, right? It's your intention that matters, because that is what's creating that felt sense of home. So go ahead and feel it and let the words go, right? Yeah, let the words go. On Saturday, March 18th, we have an Aquarius moon sextiling Chiron and Jupiter, both in Aries. And then the Aries moon is, or the Aquarius moon, so sorry, is going to sextile Uranus in Taurus. Mercury in Pisces sextiles Pluto, and then Mercury moves into Aries. Here is the day. This is a very social day. It's a day to take a risk. It's a day to go out on a limb, right? The moon kind of adds to the social chattiness without the weight of like that drag, let's put it that way, without that drag that's been holding on all week long. So you might be pleasantly surprised by what this day brings on Saturday. Deep conversations later on will really kind of allow you to solidify your experience of the day and your expressions and what to do with the new information that you have available for your own personal expression, right? So be in it on Saturday. Yeah, just keeping on Saturday, and then allow that change to show itself, and then determine what you'd like to do with that new information, which is kind of a beautiful thing. On Sunday, the 19th, that Aquarius moon is going to trine Mars, and then the moon is going to move into Pisces, because we just don't have quite enough water right now, right? And then the Pisces moon will conjunct Saturn and sextile Venus. So here's the deal. At least on Sunday, your tongue is going to feel a little more free, right, as Mercury moves out of Pisces and into Aries. But be careful, right, that it doesn't get you into trouble. So as Mercury moves out of those really kind of challenging equations, right, those squares, behind it is kind of a lovely new awareness of self, right, that's focused on union, right, with the heart and the soul. So focus on all the ways that you're creating that better felt than spoken sense of home, right, with yourself, for yourself, as yourself, right? Focus on enthusiasm, right? And that means being infused with the divine. So focus on things that are, you know, maybe romance, joy, bliss, anything that brings you satisfaction and contentment. And this is a kind of a day where we sort of realize that we've been turning ourselves inside out, only to find out that the metamorphosis has been simply becoming more of who we are, right, at a deeper, more vulnerable, more accessible level, right, expanding our capacity, expanding our capabilities to make them better and and deeper and wider and more, right, of what you already are. Yeah. All right, let's get on this, shall we? On Monday, we've got the Nine of Swords and the Sun. Now, listen. The Nine of Swords is anxiety, stress, things that keep you up in the middle of the night. And because it's swords, these are ideas, right? So this is your thoughts that keep you awake at night, your beliefs that keep you awake at night, your perceptions of a situation that keep you awake at night, your expectations that bring you anxiety. And then you have the Sun, right, which is simply the happiest card in the deck, right? This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So if we're going to be a little jittery, a little plinko, a little restless, right, not wanting to be in our business, sample, right, we talked about it, sample, try things, find what brings you that contentment, that contentment, what brings you into alignment, what brings you joy. And again, knowing that it's impermanent, go ahead and sample it and see what happens, because at best, you try something and love it, And at worst, you try something and find out, I didn't like that at all. And you move forward from there, right? So you can always come back. Just take the opportunity to try a thing. On Tuesday, the 14th, we've got the Three of Wands and the King of Swords. This is kind of lovely, right? So Three of Wands is about long-term planning. It's about what really kind of sets you on fire. It's about your motivation, your inspiration, what gets you juiced. And that three is about really putting it out there and creating from those feelings, right? And the King of Swords is all about rewriting those ideas, really stepping into mastery over your thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, perspectives, right? This is, I know where my perspective is, and I know that my perspective is how I'm going to pull those things to me. So here's the deal. This is a day, right? We talked about this, that really hard T-square that forms all week with the moon being active today. So this is how you feel about what you're doing, right? Your personal involvement and the necessity of identifying with your mission, right? As the action, as the thought, as the deed. Really being mindful of your own narration as you place yourself in the movie that is your life, right? Creating with your intention will change the whole story. So be mindful of what it is that you're conjuring so that you do not have to banish it later. On Wednesday, we've got the Chariot and the Three of Pentacles. This is lovely, right? So the Chariot is about balanced forward motion. This is balancing head and heart, love and logic, right? You know, body and soul, all those things. And then the Three of Pentacles is collaboration in the 3D, right? So this is how we learn and teach. This is how we're in flow with others in terms of creation and resources. So we talked about this as a day. If you got to get shit done, do it early, and then really kind of be in the availability for that beautiful exchange in terms of intimate conversation or how you want to be in your depths later. So, you know, whatever it is that you're doing with other people, make sure that you're hitting all of the whole spectrum of polarity today, right? You're going to be in the 3D, you're going to be in the beyond, you're going to be in the here and now, you're going to be in the expanded version, you're going to be in your conscious, you're going to be in the subconscious. So do it all, right? Don't be afraid. Just be mindful of where you are in that polarity and always be present no matter where you are in that fluid motion that gets you moving forward, right? On Thursday, okay, we got the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. So look, we talked about this as that really day of hard squares, right? So we have squares with Mars and the Sun, Neptune, and Pluto, or the Sun, Neptune, and Mercury, all at 25 degrees. That square with Pluto and Venus at 29 degrees, and that square of the Moon and Jupiter and Chiron. Five of Pentacles, right? This is about feeling like you are left out, feeling like something is missing, like you have been left behind somehow, like you don't have a thing. This is scarcity, right? Mindset. And Five of Wands is that card of posturing, right? This is that card of I'm right and I'm just going to hold forth. I'm not going to open my mind. I already know what I know, right? I have determination. Well, here's the deal. We talked about this as being a day that really requires detachment, right? And if you can't get your point across, stop talking and laugh, right? And really kind of taking a dive into that better felt than spoken sense of home, right? Don't get ahead of your story. Don't get ahead of your own feet, and don't force a conversation. So here's the deal. Don't posture, and don't, this is a hard thing to say, but don't wallow, right? Don't wallow. Just laugh and say, well, this isn't the day for that, and move on to something else, knowing whatever it is going to come back around. So don't fixate on a thing. just kind of open up, especially with that square energy. That Pluto and Venus square, right? This is about really checking yourself in how you're creating that sense of home in your life, right? Where are my shadows? What am I hiding, right? What have I hidden, and where am I in my own way? You're really going to confront those things. And if you confront them with stubbornness, that's exactly what you're going to meet. If you confront them with scarcity, that's exactly what's going to be mirrored right back to you. So if you can widen your viewpoint, right? Widen your perspective, which is what we've been talking about for the whole week, you may have a far better experience of this energy than if you did not do that. So perhaps. On Friday, we have the Knight of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, right? So this is about moving in terms of idea, right? Where you're stuck, you get a reason to move. And that Page of Pentacles brings that opportunity in the 3D for you. So the moon is going to bring a little bit of easement, but we still want to get shit done, right? So stay in flow, right? Use your sword in the full spectrum of the ideas. Don't get bogged down by the idea. Allow this breath of fresh air that wants to come in, some kind of opportunity, some kind of solution, some kind of thing that presents itself or is presented to you, right? Speak your soul, and if nobody gets it, speak it anyway, or just know your truth, because your intention is what matters, right? This Knight of Swords, his intention is what matters, and that's how he's bringing those things to him. That's how he's creating that sense of home, right? What we're doing is feeling it and letting the words go. See, those birds are flying right off. We don't need those words. We just need the feeling behind them. That's really our symbolic, intentional conjuring always. On Saturday, the 18th, we've got the 8 of Pentacles, and we have got the 3 of Swords. Okay. 8 of Pentacles is mastery. This is your craft, your devotion, your practice. The 3 of Swords is loss, betrayal, sadness, heartache. But because it's swords, right, these are our beliefs, our thoughts, our expectations that create this sense of loss, of expectation, right? So how are you fully resourced? How is your practice going to shift and change your awareness of those thoughts, beliefs, and expectations? Here's the deal. We talked about this as a day that's chatty, right? But also a day to mind your capacity for shift and change, right? And allow yourself to be surprised. Instead of holding on to what your vision is, practice being open to something new. Practice experiencing something in a new way. Practice allowing your belief about something to fall away and allow yourself to experience a brand new outcome, right? That might be not loss, not sadness, not betrayal, all based on how you have forged your own practice of experiencing, right? So this is all about capacity. This is about the day where you get to see what kind of work you have done or not done, right? So beautiful. It's really beautiful, being dependent upon yourself, and how you do that with that new information. On Sunday, we have the Knight of Pentacles, right? A little experiential upgrade here, and Judgment. So the Knight of Pentacles, this is the slowest moving knight in the deck, right? But he always gets the job done. This is stamina, this is endurance, this is dedication, right? And we know that motivation is a beautiful thing. It's important to have motivation and inspiration, but if you don't have the dedication behind it, you got nothing. So that is the Knight of Pentacles energy. And Judgment is really about taking stock of your situation, of your patterns, of your cycle, cycles and saying, this is how I'm going to move forward, and this is what I'm going to move forward with. This is what gets to come with me. Right. So we talked about this as a day of perhaps your tongue is feeling freer, right? Bringing in a new awareness of self, right? Which is quite lovely. And focus on all the ways that you're creating that better felt than spoken sense of home for and as yourself, right? Bringing in that enthusiasm. This is divine energy, right? This is how you witness your patterns and cycles in that meta level, right? We have the 3D. We got it. We understand that. Now we're going to have a different perspective, a little bit higher perspective, and say, is this really bringing me what I want? And if not, I get to judge it with my discernment in my divine alignment, shift and change it, let go of what I don't need. Recognizing that the change simply makes us, right? It's not like remaking us completely. What it's doing is bringing a new awareness to the us that we've always been, right? Better, deeper, wider, more. That's us. We've always been that. We're just getting rid of the things that have prevented us from witnessing it, seeing it, claiming it. Again, change your mind, change your life. Listen, there is nothing. This is a heavy belief week. Your beliefs, your expectations, your perspectives will be challenged just like every week. And so allow it and just shift your alignment within it. This is really a week where your identity and your expression of that identity are really going to have opportunity to either upgrade or kind of suck you back into the mire. So what you do with that is entirely up to you. So we've got this lovely 9 card. There are others like you. Look at that. Come on. It's spring. We got a little robin. Number 9. This is beautiful lesson learning number, right? So let's see what this lovely little oracle message is here. Others like you are experiencing an awakening. The truth you are awakening to is the changing nature of your being. Really. The way we have life within life within life. That's funny. Come on, that's great. It seems as if you are the only one experiencing such a profound rebirth. And this can lead you to feel bleak, believing that there is no one else who has experienced quite what you have. This is true. Your experience is unique and profound, but it is a theme that other souls are gently seeing the possibilities of their own freedom. They walk their own path, shunning the loud voices of the human world that shout their empty words into numb ears and blank minds. There are others like you. You are not alone in this rebirthing of the inner and outer worlds. So let's just take a minute here and look. We have swords and we have pentacles, right? This is ideas and reality. What you're being asked to do is really infuse your actions and ideas with your alignment. And remember that in creating your life, your experience and your expression, what you're doing is allowing others to witness your changedness, your upgradedness, your newness. And then you magnetize those people to you. So not only are you creating this life for you, but you're creating it so that you can next level your experience and your expression, right? It's beautiful. We knew March was going to be a challenge. This week definitely does that. So stay in it. And be mindful, right, of how you express and how you create that expression. Big blessings. Take care.